So apologies for the audio. I've been having some issues. I thought it was the dead cat, but actually it's the XT4. And I know a couple of other vloggers have had the issue as well. So I've had to put a little bit of voiceover in here. And unfortunately as well, this is going to affect a couple of the upcoming vlogs as well. Now I think I've solved it now, but still frustrating. Anyway, back to the past and the Giant's Causeway. Hope you enjoy. Well, good evening and welcome back up to the Giant's Causeway. Haven't shot up here in about a year. Now, it's one of those evenings where it's 80-20. 80% we're not going to get any light whatsoever. 20% we are. But the 20%, if we do get some light, there's also a small percentage that light's going to be pretty good, especially above us. Now, the old cloudage forecast suggests that out to the west there are going to be clearing patches towards sunset, which of course is what we like to hear. The clouds above us here staying at about 60-70%. Of course, that could all be a bunch of baloney and we could just get 100% cloud cover, which is the 80% rule, but oh well. So I'm up on the top cliff path, for those of you who know the Causeway, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who know it. I haven't really got a huge agenda of what I'm going to shoot. Probably going to go out a little bit and just see how things develop, but just really out for a bit of a dander, as is always the case. Now, there is some lovely sort of gaps in the cloud, creating some lovely, sorry if I continue to shake, swapping hands, but arms are sore today for some reason, not able to hold on to the camera. Some lovely gaps in the clouds out there, which is creating some stunning silvery sort of reflections on the sea. Already stopped for a moment and fired off a couple of images there, but yeah, it's really beautiful. Oh, and you're never going to be able to make this out, but way out in the distance there, some lovely crepuscular rays over the Donegal Hills. Speaking of which, hoping to get across into Donegal at the weekend in the van. Now, this video was recorded This video was recorded last week or so in July, so it's probably not being published until well into August. But anyway, took our first little trip out in the van, any meaningful trip, yesterday, overnight stay. Oh, it was so good to be back out in the van. And so, if things continue to improve, hoping to get over into Donegal. Well, getting over into Donegal this weekend. So I found myself a little gap, and I might shoot some of this silvery reflection goodness. still think we're 80-20. Some beautiful light actually over on the sort of distant hills over Castle Rock and places, and the light actually over Donegal looks stunning. So one can hope that we'll get a little bit of a break, but I think I'm going to set myself up here, looking towards, again, those of you who are familiar with the area, looking towards the chimney. And actually, this used to be the lower path kind of stops below me. Apologies for the wind noise, guys. The lower path stops below me. Used to be able to walk around into the amphitheatre, which was a stunning walk back in the day, but landslides and slippages have prevented that. It's also a cracking place to watch the fulmars. I think I'm going to set up here. I think there's enough. This is kind of wanted to sort of shoot up here for a while, and in fact you've got a couple of different options. You can shoot sort of out towards where the sun is illuminating, towards the chimney in the amphitheatre, or you can actually, with a wider lens. Now again, I think I've said this a couple of times, clearly the thrift has well and truly gone by now, but again you've got this lovely big sweeping curve actually round into the causeway itself. So a couple of different options, and heck, if we don't get any light, well, no harm done. I love it up here. And with a little bit of luck, because the forecast wasn't exactly favourable, hopefully get it to ourselves, but no guarantee, because this is quite a popular place to shoot. So I'll put you away and we'll have a bit of a wander around and see whether we can find a couple of images. One of those days. Unbelievable, Nigel, unbelievable. Hang on, that's probably a bit too windy. Wait a minute. Where was I? Yeah, I was in the middle of being a complete clampet. So as I said in a previous video, my ball head exploded a while ago, and part of it has been shipped off to, well, at the moment it's been sitting in a post office in Utah for the last week. So I've been using this kind of clamp thing, and I had obviously removed the plate at some point. And that plate isn't in the bag, which means I can't use my main tripod. Now I have got the vlogging tripod, which is a really old, probably 12-year-old Velbon thing that doesn't really stay up anymore, so pretty much game over, really. I am a complete and utter tool. Anyway, some beautiful light out on the horizon, and there's a little yacht kind of sailing out there too, and just lovely crepuscular rays going on. Now I might try a pano, but the chances of it working out with this tripod, there's no leveling plate, it doesn't stay upright, and I'm continuously worrying the wind's going to blow it over. So might be the shortest and worst vlog ever. Well, actually, I'm sure others have commented on other vlogs that are worse, so who knows. Anyway, I've left all my kit over there, and I don't have eyeballs on it, so that would just round off my whole evening if all my other kit got stolen. Anyway, nothing I can do about it. Let's see what we can go and make of this. Probably not a lot. So the light for a split second there was, you can probably just see it, was actually creeping along the causeway. That made for some nice, there's no light. I was actually, as he almost knocks his tripod over the edge, I was actually aiming, well, I really would love the cliffs behind me to take, but yeah, I think we're down to 90-10 in terms of light, but the Causeway started to sort of just take on just little, and I love that there. Full light, okay, it's nice, but just little pockets of light. That was rather nice. Now, again, the big problem is whether on this piece of they're going to be sharp or not, because it is a little bit breezy up here, and it wibbles about a lot. That light's gone again, but now that I've seen that there is a potential for little pockets of light, I might do a little bit of a more, that was a bit of a rushed composition. And as well as that there, I can't leave the camera attached to this and step away from it, because a gust of wind, probably even a full or farting, would blow it over. So yeah, as luck would have it, pretty much outside my front door, the light looked to be rather stunning. So anyway, with little gaps like that, we can live in hope. Well, now just to top off the evening, massive cloud cover on the horizon. So it's about an hour before sunset, but yeah, it's very doubtful. I'm gonna hang around for a while, but I've set up, well, I've taken the camera back off the tripod again, because yeah, one little gust of wind could knock it over. Kind of set up just a very simple shot here. I'm not going for anything. I'm not even going to attempt a panoramic. I'm going to fall off this cliff if I'm not careful as well. That would probably just round off the day nicely. Just really hoping, fingers crossed. I've kind of cropped in quite a bit horizontal, about 23 mil, and just really hoping that we get just some of that little dappled light, but it's not looking like it. But all you need is just a little gap, so fingers crossed. It's been one of those evenings, and of course I really hope that plates at home, because I don't want to have to buy myself a sort of temporary tripod while my part of my ball head is somewhere in some post office in Utah. Why it's there, I'll never know. Right, rambling. Back to my dodgy tripod. At least someone's having a party out there. Absolutely stunning crepuscular rays. It's just a shame there's nothing actually on the horizon, like a lighthouse or even a boat or something. Kind of shot a few of those, but it's beautiful. Now, is there a chance that once that sun comes down below that main bank, I'm not sure, but if there is, you never know, we might get a little bit of light still on our subject. It's really turned into a bit of a miserable evening though, weather-wise. It's freezing. It's July, people. Why is it so cold? Just one little patch of light. Stunning. So here we have that little bit of voiceover coming up. So standing here on the edge of the causeway, and I'm starting to get a little bit more hopeful that maybe we're going to get a little bit of light. There seems to be some little breaks in the clouds creating some wonderful crepuscular rays. At the moment it just seems to be reflecting onto the sea, but I live in hope that once the sun comes down below that gap, that we start to get a little bit of illumination on the cliffs. And indeed, if you look behind me, you can start to see just a little bit of colour on those clouds above. So we live in hope. Right, back to hopefully not too bad audio. You can probably see the light has changed a little bit on my face. It feels like it's kind of coming up, and in fact there's now like a direct beam of light on the sea. So come on baby, come on, you know you want to. That gap's going to be minuscule, if anything. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Come on, baby. Ooh. Again, the big issue though is this tripod staying stable. What I'll probably do is I've actually got a 4-stop filter on, which is giving me sort of a longer exposure. But just to be on the safe side, I might take that off and just give me a nice fast shutter speed just to capture the light. It's all about, it's not really about that long. In fact, I might just do that. I might just take that off. It's not really about the movement in the water. It's about that light. Right, here's the gap, putting you down. Ooh. And literally within seconds now, it's still there. There's still that gap, but the intensity wasn't hugely intense, I must admit. Maybe I overplayed the excitement with the light, but given the fact I've been standing here for 2 hours in pretty miserable conditions, hey, but it's closing up now. I kind of shot a horizontal and I shot a portrait image, and I've been shooting bracketed, shot a couple with and without the filter on as well. No great shakes with the composition. As I said earlier, with the tripod that I have, couldn't really get it into too many different sort of positions, so just a very standard straightforward shot there, and that gap is closing fast. Shame we didn't get any light behind us, but the angle of the sun and the gap in the clouds meant that the light was all sort of directed here, which I guess is what I was going for to begin with, but a little bonus shot behind me would have been quite nice. Oh, excitement's got me going, hiccuping. So you can see that light now just disappearing, and this is kind of one of the things about sort of sticking with the composition or sticking with the position, because you kind of can't even talk. That's not excitement. My face is frozen. It's the last week in July. Yeah, look at that light going, gone. Yeah, just sticking with the composition, because it meant that those, probably the best of the light lasted a minute at most, and that's it. Shut up shop. Oh, goodness me, look at the difference. Dull as dishwater now. Half an hour before sunset. The sun ain't coming back out to play. I think I'm going to call that a vlog. Yeah, nothing really else to say about that. Just glad I hung around. Gotta go home now and try to find that plate, because this thing just won't cut the mustard. I'm also going home to warm up. Did I mention it's cold? Right guys, rambling. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.